one else could play. He was the top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's a boogie boogie bugle boy of Company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. It really brought him down because he couldn't jam. The captain seemed to understand, because the next day the cap went out and drafted a band, and now the company jumps.
My favorite thing about performing other people, I love communicating. It's nice to communicate with people. It's a very uplifting thing, and I feel as if I had to share. I just can't just play for myself. I feel as if I have to. I'm trying to just do something to make people feel good about themselves and about me, I guess, and everything, you know, about life, because life is so wonderful, isn't it?
Your daddy's all alone. I have tried in vain, never no more to call your rotten, stinking old name. Yeah, since I left you broke my heart, 'cause I thought that we would never part. Each hour of each day, you can hear me say, baby, won't you please come home to your papa? Baby, won't you please come home? I'm going to play them.
Well, I used to run dances in Hudson County in the 60s. Very successful. And of course, I was really the band. And besides running the dances, my main reason was we were providing music. And in the summertime, we'd go down the Jersey Shore and we'd play, and we'd get all kinds of, you know, kids and girls and guys, and come up to these dances. But of course, like most musicians, you do something for a while and then you sort of went around. You change venues. And one day I got a phone call from one of my friends who used to help us with the dance, and he said, "Bobby, I hear you're cutting out the dancers." And I said, "Well, yeah, Red, I'm gonna cut them out, get something else going. I'm going to be playing, do maybe some traveling." Says, "Oh no, you can't cut them out. The boys want them to continue." Now the boys meant, holy moly, big men in Union City who ran the whole Hudson County. I said, "Well, tell the boys that I'm not going to do it." Well, he hesitated, called me back and said, "I discussed it with the boys. The boys said they would like your mailing list." I said, "Well, Red, that's my own private property." "Bobby, the mailing list is no longer your private property. It belongs to the boys, and we want it." We'll run our own dances. So what I was damned if I was going to give my mailing list, but he threatened me. He said, if you don't do it, there will be results. You know, it was very, very fancy language, but I knew what they were talking about. So what I did, I went to the phone book, different phone books from New York and different areas, because we used to get crowds from Westchester and everything. And I just put bogus names on it. I made up an enormous list. And I gave them the list, and then they were satisfied, and they ran their dances, and the dances were a flop. And the good thing was, boy, see, without Bob Leive, nobody comes.
Somebody stole my gal. Somebody stole my pal. Somebody came and took her away. She didn't even hug kisses I love so. La 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 la, oh yeah.
My Uncle Roy used to play the piano and sing, and they used to come over to my house and play the piano, and have gatherings, and everybody would sing and play. And one day, my father had an old cornet laying around, and I saw it there, and I just picked it up and started playing with them. I didn't know what I was doing, but it worked. The notes fit, and ever since then I've been playing trumpet. The nice thing was, in retrospect, when you think back, they sort of stopped playing for a minute, and my uncle smiled, and they continued playing. And they didn't say anything like, oh, isn't that wonderful? You know, all that junk that people say. Instead, I was now one of the boys, and when they sang songs, I could play the trumpet with them. And I thought that was so nice. I didn't realize it then, but I realize it now.
Yeah.
You know, and then I took lessons, and eventually I went to Weehawken High School, and was always in trouble and suspended every other week, and terribly, because Weehawken is right by the Hudson River. And in those days we had these big ferries coming across for a nickel a ferry. And in the high school I would go out for lunch, and I'd eat up by the boulevard and overlook the Hudson, and I'd see those ferries going. So guess what, baby? I never came back for lunch, you see. So, of course, I was never in school. I was persona. Never there, put it that way. So, that's weird. It took me a while to get out of high school, but I accomplished it.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great.
I seen you since last week.
That's right, I was here for a while.
But I mean, I seen you know when you played back here. It was wonderful.
Yeah, oh, thanks. You guys, I was doing it.
I've heard about it.
Yeah, but what we need is a group like you to back us up. Then we do a show all together. You know what I mean?
Oh, I would love that.
Like the old days, remember?
Yes. Yeah. There's real tap dancing. This is the
He's a
real
tap
thing.
dancer.
Yeah, and there's another famous woman that comes in, and I can't think of her name, and she's so wonderful. And then they have these young kids, all ages, teenagers, and they're good. I'm telling you, these kids are wonderful. Marvelous
Really?
people.
He's a tap dancer, that guy.
Yeah.
My goodness. He looks like he's having a little trouble
From the
moving.
old school, you know.
He's real old school, yeah.
Never forget one day years ago, just around here. This was after World War II.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you know, a car, brigade of cars come, and there's an open car. And here in this open car was the goal, right? And it was so that
always, it just right around here he passed, you know. The de Gaulle, you know, Charles de Gaulle.
Oh, Charles de Gaulle.
France.
Oh my God. When was that? That was just after World War II.
I would say it was when he was in power, so it was probably around 1950-ish.
Right.
You know. And what? I mean, you just couldn't help being impressed.
Yeah.
You just couldn't help being impressed by it. It was just awesome, distinctive, and that nose was more prominent than mine. Be careful, baby.
When you were growing up, who was most influential in your life and music-wise?
Music-wise, I would say I had a high school band director who was just a real intellect, very intellectual guy, very deep person, always knew how to see the wonder in people. I never saw him negative. He always saw the beauty in people. And what you could do, he made you feel as if I have to do that. It's sharing. You know, you share.
You made me love you. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. You made me want you. And all the time you knew it.
We all have so much to offer, and some people are more ostentatious because I can play a bugle and make a lot of noise. But you're perceptive enough to say, gee, that'd be nice. For some reason, you put a maniac like me on tape or something. But we all have so much to offer, and I think it's super.
I want some love. That's true. Yes, I do. Indeed, I do. You know I do. Why don't you gimme what I cry for? You know you got the brand of kisses that I die for. You know you made me love you.
When was the first time you introduced Fraser? The sort of trademark high notes.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I was playing. All I know is it seems like at least for 20 years I've been doing that. And I was going somewhere, and all of a sudden I would just. At one time I was playing piano, and sometimes I play piano with one hand. Sometimes I get a little bored, and all of a sudden I started doing it. But I've been doing that for years now. But I couldn't pinpoint when or where, but I know it was in my youth, when I was like 50 or something like that.
Back in the day.
Back in the days. But I just do that.
So what do you feel the best part of performing is? What was for you was your best part? Your favorite part?
When you're totally relaxed and you're just not thinking, it just feels right to do. You know, sometimes you're very self-conscious and you're walking on eggshells and you're afraid to make a move. but all of a sudden you get a smile from somebody, you know, and then you say, oh, and then all of a sudden you just relax, and then it's a beauty to hear. It's the harmony, it's the people you're playing with, it's everything, and it's just, and it's not like I got to put a show on for these people. No, it's like I just feel like doing this. This is going to be good, and I'm going to. I know people are going to respond to it. Like Brooklyn.
So shine a light, cause I wanna go back to Brooklyn. Brooklyn! My Brooklyn. Brooklyn! It's been so long, I wanna go back to Brooklyn. Brooklyn! My Brooklyn, USA. She was my baby till I joined the Navy. How it's sad.
Those kids are unique. Oh, I nearly broke my leg.
I want all of you people to know this was Bob Leive from Weehawken, and it's been so nice talking to everybody, and I hope I see you all again. And keep in touch. This is Bugle Boy signing off.
You know, if Bob would just get over his shyness problem, we'll be all right. Thanks, Bob. That was very calming. Hey, see you guys. Thank you very much. Sorry you had to wait for the change.